Graham Watson, Liberal Democrat MEP for the South West. Now, you've been meeting today with the European Commissioner for the Regions, Commissioner Hahn. How successful has the meeting been from your perspective this afternoon?
It was a very good meeting, and I'm pleased that Commissioner Hahn clarified what I believe to be the case, that we can apply for support from the European Union Solidarity Fund for the costs of cleaning up the damage caused by the flooding. The UK government had said, oh, you can only apply if the damage is over £3 billion. Commissioner Hahn has indeed made it clear that not only can applications be made for smaller amounts, but applications can even be made for a regional emergency.
And what do you suspect the reasons are why there appears to be hesitation from the UK government in terms of applying for this fund?
Well, I believe, as was the case when we got funding for Gloucestershire for the flooding in 2007, that the Treasury is concerned that for every pound they draw down in solidarity funding, they will lose a certain amount from the UK's annual rebate that they get at the end of the year. Of course, that is the case. But equally, there is a net benefit to the UK from applying for this funding. And what happened back in 2007 is the Treasury, when the funding was received, kept 2/3 of it to account for the problems of the rebate. But still, we were able to get over £30 million into Gloucestershire. And I want to make sure that Somerset and Devon and Cornwall benefit in the same way this time round.
So what would be your message to the UK government in terms of putting forward an application for this fund?
I think the message is get things moving quickly, because you have to apply within 10 weeks of the first damage, which was just before Christmas, so there's not much time left. Make sure you are working with the local authorities in the South West to deal with this problem, and get a grip on the Environment Agency so that we can have longer-term solutions to the problems of water management.
And from your own position, how likely do you think it is, or how confident are you that we will in fact see an application lodged by the UK government to help people in the South West?
Well, I am doing everything I can. Other MEPs from around the country are supporting me in these efforts. I have no doubt that if an application is lodged, we will be successful in securing this funding. And frankly, it would be madness not to apply for something which British taxpayers have contributed to in the first place. This is a solidarity fund that helps any country with this kind of difficulty. It's crazy not to use it.
And I understand that you've got a petition together where you've got some 600 plus signatures already from local constituents. So in your mind, does this show the feeling on the ground, if you like, for how much people in your constituency want this money to be applied for?
Oh, I think there is an overwhelming desire that we get this money to help the businesses and the communities that have been affected. I've been speaking to local government leaders, I've been speaking to landowners and farmers and other businesses who've been affected. There is no doubt that it would be hugely helpful to get assistance with the costs of the cleanup after such flooding.
And are you hopeful that the meeting you've had with the Commissioner Hahn today, are you hopeful that that will somehow press forward the case and advance things?
Well, it's allowed me to be able to go back to my constituents and say, I have spoken to the Commissioner, the senior official involved. He has made clear that we can apply for the funding. I am sure from what I've done in the European Parliament that we would have parliamentary support for it. And I hope that will help us to advance the case to national government to make such an application.
And just finally, how do you see this panning out? Are you confident that, sort of, as you mentioned, we're running out of time now, a 10-week window, are you confident we will see an application from the government within the timeframes allowed?
Well, I'm certainly not confident, and that is why I'm working doubly hard together with local leaders from the flooded areas to press the government into doing this. There is no reason why we shouldn't be asking for support from this fund. We just need a bit more of a political campaign to press the government's hand.